the stage. He's one of my favorite comedians. You know him from The Daily Show. It's Josh Johnson!
I wasn't. I just finished. I had no idea the Diddy documentary would be episodes. Episodes. I knew a documentary was coming out. I thought it'd be like a documentary. You know, like when you see a documentary, it's a feature-length film, but it's a documentary. This is episodes. 50 Cent produced a documentary about Diddy that he's apparently been working on for a decade. And it has episodes. I've never hated someone for episodes. That's what every person I've ever hated has been a very short story. I'm just like, oh, we don't really get along, feel like they betrayed me, and that's about it. 50 Cent sat the world down for 4 episodes. This is crazy. 4 episodes. With some of the most, this is some of the best footage I've seen in a documentary, because what they did, this is insane. This is fundamentally crazy, okay? The documentary starts with Diddy in a hotel room talking to his staff and his lawyers about what to do about this like incoming indictment, right? It's like 5 days before he gets arrested, right? And as I'm watching this, I'm like, that's curious, because this is 50 Cent's documentary about Diddy, yet there's a camera in Diddy's hotel while he talks to his lawyers. He's talking to his lawyers about a strategy on what to do, like a game plan. How did 50... How did 50 Cent get this footage? Is he in disguise? How is he in the room for this thing? And then this dude's like on the phone. Diddy is on the phone and he's talking about how we need to be aggressive, we need to come back. He literally says we need to get like the dirtiest, most like expert propaganda we can out there, which, okay, insane to say on camera, a camera I think you know is there. That's wild. I just had this question in my head of like, how did they get this footage? Turns out that Diddy was making a documentary and he had started recording everything because this documentary was going to be about like his comeback, right? So he's like covering everything himself, recording everything himself, so he has his point of view out there, right? So then he was going to make a documentary. He thought he was going to beat everything and then make a documentary, release that documentary, and then get everyone on his side again. And now you have to ask yourself, how did 50 come into the possession of Diddy's footage for Diddy's documentary about Diddy? This is crazy because he's making a documentary himself, but then he took that documentary. Apparently what happened was that Diddy did go to jail and then he couldn't pay the cameraman. So then 50 was like, I'll pay the cameraman. And Diddy is such a terrible person. He is such a terrible person that even in the documentary he was making about his comeback, it makes him look so bad that 50 didn't need to edit any of it. It literally... He already said on a camera he knew was there, we need to get the dirtiest, like, most filthy expert propaganda we can out there. That was for his documentary. And then 50 took it and he was like, this will do nicely, yes. This is fantastic. Because I was sitting there, I was like, because also, the other thing happened. So he gets off the phone with his lawyers, gets off the phone with his team and everything, and then he stands up and he's looking out the window, and out the window, he's like, gotta be like 26th floor or something. He's like in like a high rise, and across on the roof of another tall building, but on the roof of another building is just, Diddy is looking out the window to another building, and on top of that building is just the police. I'm not the police, so I don't know exactly how they operate, but that's the first. Usually in a stakeout, they hide. The fact that the police are outside Diddy's window on another building just like... This is crazy. Once again, this is his footage. His footage. That's wild. 50 Cent has been promoting this documentary with glee. He's been going because he hates Diddy so much. He hate Diddy. You think you hate stuff. You do. You think you hate things. Ooh, I hate racism. No, not as much as 50 hates Diddy. Ooh, I hate sexism. You haven't even met sexism if you compare it to how much 50 hates Diddy. Oh, I hate olives. You love olives compared to how much 50 hates Diddy. Not ready for how much 50 hates Diddy. He hates his, first of all, he hates some episodes. He hates this man. Episode after episode, he hates him enough to get good footage. Narrative stringing footage. Complete through line footage. Never before seen footage. Man, he hates this dude. He's been promoting, he's been going everywhere, going on talk shows, everything. Goes on all these talk shows. This dude went on like MS Now, whatever they're calling it, and he's talking. I think he's talking to Ari Melber, and Ari is asking him, you know, just seems like they're having a conversation about like him specifically, and they were like, "Do you have any like heroes, people you look up to?" And from what I could tell, 50 was basically like, I have people in my life that have accomplished things that I would like to accomplish, but I don't put anyone up on that level to just like call them my hero. You know, he doesn't like deify a person like that. And then Ari asks him, what about like in your life, have you seen any like villains you don't want to be like, people you don't want pattern your life after? And he was like, he's like, Diddy. This dude, because this dude has been making this documentary for a while, just quietly, in the shadows, just collecting, just making it happen. A decade of work going into a documentary. And now it's like he gets to show it off. This is his baby. You know, and you know how new parents are. You know how this is the miracle of life happened through you. You made this person that you see, it's changed your whole perspective on the world. You see this person now that you can't, anyone brings up, how have you been lately? How have I been? This person, the miracle of life, my baby. Look, do you want to see my baby? Do you want to see pictures of the baby? You have thousands of pictures of the baby. But no parent that I've ever met is promoting their child the way 50 is promoting this documentary series. This man went on, apparently, this is the rumor, apparently he went on like the ABC stations specifically to do the interview because ABC is one of the only stations they play in prison. This is a biblical amount of hate. Cain didn't hate Abel this much. This is wild. He is doing everything but looking right to the camera, smiling and waving at Diddy. This is insane. This is wild. He's smiling so hard. I've never seen him smile like this. This man's smiling. 50 Cent in every interview is smiling ear to ear. I didn't know he had dimples. I had no... I think they just came in. This is wild. Oh, he hates him so much. Oh, man. Wow. He hates him. So, like, I've never seen hate like this, and to produce something that is both like a product of your hate, because most hate is fruitless. You know, people talk about hate, and one of the was one of those famous quotes: "Hate is drinking poison and hoping the other person will die." Apparently, hate is also making a documentary series detailing how much everyone else should hate this person. One of the craziest things to me about the Diddy documentary is that the pure length means that he's more evil now. Now that we've got like a documentary about it, he's more evil now than a bunch of other historical figures. There are people from World War II that did not get 4 episodes on them anywhere. That's crazy. During the trial, I don't know if y'all saw this, but there were some people that were they were out there saying like free Diddy. They were out there, you know, with signs, like picketing, like he might be innocent, and maybe he was just another innocent black man being railroaded by the system. And apparently, all those people were being paid $20 an hour by Diddy. Here's the thing. This is what's so funny about that to me, is that like, they're out there being like he's innocent, but they're also not hiding the fact that he is paying them to say that. And not only is he paying $20 an hour to stand outside and be like, yo, free Diddy outside the courthouse, but even while paying $20 an hour, he was only able to get like 14 people. Do you know how guilty you have to be offering up money, and then people just pass by the street like, I think I'm good. Do you know how many people could use $20? People literally, you know, get on the train asking for change in New York all the time. And even they were like, you know what? Not every $20 is a good $20. Oh, this documentary is insane, because there's so much that we knew beforehand. There's so many things that we already knew where we were like, all right, this is, you know, we've all seen it. A lot of baby oil, way more baby oil than anybody needs, right? Which I will say this, watching the documentary now, knowing what we know, editing-wise, they didn't need that many shots of baby oil. That does feel like 50 Cent was standing in the editing room like, no, and put some baby oil right there. No, they mentioned baby oil, so go ahead and throw to the baby oil. Okay. Oh, but you watch it and yeah, you already knew the things he was implicated in. You already saw, oh, okay, there's this shooting way back when, there's this assault of this other rapper, there's all these like whisperings, and then you watch the documentary, and I don't know how he did it. I don't know how 50 Cent did this. This man managed to get things we've never seen before. Do you know how hard it is to have never before seen footage of things from like 20, 25 years ago? Like, a good example is, in the documentary, they talk about how much Diddy may have had to do with the deaths of both Tupac and Biggie, right? Which is also insane, that someone who can't rap at all may have deprived us of two of the greats. That's crazy. It's so disgusting. It would be like if Trump shot two of the presidents that were on Mount Rushmore. Like, it's... like, and then years later, we're just sitting here like, not Lincoln. How you gonna do that to George Washington? No, it's wild. And so in the documentary, there's like footage, never before seen footage of moments leading up to the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac. I can't describe how hard it is to come by things we didn't even know existed. Both of these were police investigations. The police investigated, not hard, the police investigated both the deaths of Biggie and Tupac, and somehow 50 Cent found footage. I've never in my life hated somebody enough to find footage. There's like this video, and this is also, you gotta go back to when this happened. This isn't when everybody had like a footage maker in their pocket. Do you know how we are accidentally being surveilled at all times? All of us. I know you think you're not because maybe you don't have your phone out and you're not posting where you are all the time, but the phone knows. The phone is very aware of where you are. And the phone loves snitching. The phone, one of your phone's favorite things to do is hit up a Fortune 500 company and be like, we over here. In case you want to study our patterns, figure out how to advertise to us, we're right here. We are completely and totally surveilled all the time. People don't realize that, like, even if your phone is off, you were just taking a walk. Maybe you're like, you know what? I want to break. I want to break from everything. I'm gonna take a quick break. I might even leave my phone at home and I'm just gonna go for a walk. That's great. Detach for a second. The thing in your pocket is too much of your life, and too much access to you comes through that thing. Like, sometimes just for the sake of your mental well-being, it's important to take a break from it, right? And you assume when you take that break that the phone can't even snitch. Meanwhile, you're taking a break, walking through your neighborhood, getting caught on every Ring camera. Everybody got a Ring camera. You getting caught from Ring camera to Ring camera to Ring camera to Ring camera to Ring camera. And even when they try to ping your phone, the phone like, he not here. Like, the phone loves snitching on you. The idea that, like, any crime goes unsolved is wild to me. The way we are surveilled now, I'm like, how'd you not catch them? I know where they are right now. It's crazy. So you go back a little bit. Go back to before it was so easy to keep track of everyone. Because even when people text you, they expect an answer from you. They have your number. They know it went to your phone. It said delivered on their end, right? And unless you fixed it on your phone snitched on you to them. It said read to them. It said read. It said, he saw it, he just don't want to answer. It said it. It told you. It told you immediately, right? And so even when you text someone, we expect immediate answers. We expect a sort of immediacy from everyone. And if you're not getting it, then it must mean something, right? Let's go back to a simpler time. Go back to the 90s when, you could just move about the world. I'm surprised people in the 90s, like, I'm a 90s baby, but I was a baby. I was a child. I didn't have the chance to take the opportunities allowed. But how did everybody that was an adult in the 90s not serial kill? It seemed like it was right there. Anytime somebody older than me hates somebody else older than me, I'm like, you could have been dealt with that. That seemed like, all right, you don't want to solve a problem, that's on you. But, like, I'm just saying, it's crazy to look back Even like CCTV footage from like 1990. It is indistinguishable from a game of Pong. Like it's so unclear what is happening in the thing. I can't believe anyone ever went to jail off of the original CCTV footage. It's so hard to tell what is happening. I can't tell if that's somebody beating somebody up on a street corner or if that is the Sasquatch. It could be either one of them. Black and white, barely imaging, got pixels everywhere, just moving. And it's like, as you can see right here, no, I can't see that. I can't see that at all. Even when I watch old episodes of Law and Order, and then they play the footage, that's how you know it was bad. I'm watching on TV, them pretend to be lawyers on TV. And they're still like, as you can see right here, and even sitting at home, I'm like, there's no way anybody can see anything. Like, is this where I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief and be like, it's a TV show, I can see it. Like, go back to a simpler time, right? Go back to a time where if you wanted there to be footage of something, you had to go out of your way. Truly out of your way. You accidentally make footage now. People don't realize that, but like even some of the things that get people caught when they do a crime weren't even them being stupid. But some people are very dumb. Some people are incredibly dumb. And they're like, look at me doing a crime. That is happening. And that's happening a lot. We got to get the youngins to stop doing the crime in front of their phone and then posting it. Doing the crime at all is bad. We should start there. But also, doing the crime and recording it is insane. Doing the crime, recording it, and posting it yourself. We have got to, the snitch is in the house. Like the snitch is you. The snitch is in the mirror. There's no one got to tell on you anymore. You post it. Look at me doing the crime. At what time is it? Let me take a screenshot of myself. Hold it to days. Let me take a screenshot of myself holding up another phone with today's most viral TikTok so that everybody can know for certain that it was me and I did it and I'm proud of it. And then when I show up in court, I'll be like, who? No, truly, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the 90s when you could just go for a walk, having, I don't know, killed somebody, and then I don't even, like, truly, I don't know how, up until recently, up until, like, the true sort of overwatching surveillance police state that we don't really sit aware that we live in. Like, until then, I'm blown away that a cop ever solved a crime. That's true detective work. If you go back to the 90s and you're like, there's footprints. Let's check the footprints against the shoes that have been made in the last 10 years. Like, all that stuff is like real detective work. And when they caught someone, I think I would have been like, wow. How? This is crazy. Police now, they're just like, that looks like him in the video he made. I'm just saying, he said his whole name, so it might be him. You know, like him and this dude, they had beef, so then he beat him up on camera, recorded himself beating him up because he thought it would look cool, and then held up his own driver's license and then posted it to Instagram. It just seems like an open and shut case. Police work back in the day seemed like real work, I guess. Like, that's how'd you catch anybody? They weren't here for it. Then you got to track down the people. Then you got to get interviews out of the people. The people don't want to cooperate because they're more scared of this person than they are of you. And then you got to connect dots. You got to wait for DNA stuff to come. The DNA testing wasn't even like that good up until recently. There was like bad DNA testing. The early stuff, they were onto something, but it was bad. They'd send it off, and the test results would come back. It is blood. You haven't helped me at all. Whose blood is it? Somebody red, I think. Like, it's gotta be somebody red. Because the whole thing was red, so. And now you can enhance images. Even if you got a grainy image, you can zoom in and enhance it. And you can't necessarily enhance and upscale it the way that they did on TV, but a lot of science follows a lot of like entertainment. It's funny how that does keep happening, where there will be an idea, you'll see it on TV. It doesn't really exist that way, but then it almost becomes the design for the thing that will exist one day because it fits into the imagination so well. They're like, oh yeah, why don't we just have facial recognition that cross-references all the other faces we have in the database, and then you just run it and it goes face, 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 face. That's him. That's him. Wouldn't that be better? You know? But instead, you're talking about the 90s. You're talking about a time where you could just go for a nice long stroll, not be on camera anywhere potentially, depending on where you were. You know, you could make a call, you could make a phone call, and there would be a record with the cell phone company of who you called and when you called them. That type of thing was there. That level of like surveillance was in place, but they wouldn't necessarily know the whole content of the call. You know, not like now where people basically do phone calls for the world. You know, you see these voice memos that people leave, and I'm like, that's the most, you might as well have just told me and the company what you had to say. People will leave a voice memo, and some of them are very sweet. I always love getting a voice memo. I'm just saying, they've already got on your phone, we'll summarize everything. We'll summarize it for you. Actually, I learned to read a long time ago, so I don't need you to summarize anything for me. You'll see a text message. Text message will be from your mom, and it'll say, Mom expresses feelings of concern. But then you look at the company, and you're like, why y'all read my text message? Like, we're not reading it. No, we're not reading it. We're not reading it at all. I'm like, that was a pretty good guess, though. When I opened the phone, it was my mom being like, I'm concerned about you. Just let me see my message. It's crazy. They don't do that anymore. You used to get a text message, and then you would see like a little preview of it, and you could just read the preview, and based off the first half of the sentence, you could decide if it was something you were willing to reply to right now. You know? Because you can't just open it right away. It'll say read. But if you get a text message from someone and the first few sentences might pop up on your phone and it's like, where do you get off? You're like, all right, I'm gonna have to address that later. But now you get the text message and it's like a full summary of what you were definitely about to read anyway. That's weird. It's like, how? How does anybody get away with anything now? Especially now that crime is dumber. How does anybody get away? It takes you back to those times in like the 90s. Maybe you go for a walk, maybe you are just driving your car, and you're truly like free in a way. There's nobody really looking for every little move that you make. And in the case of Diddy, somebody should have been. Somebody should have been watching, checking the entire time. You know, you see in this documentary the relationship between Biggie and Tupac, the relationship between East Coast and West Coast, and how so much of the actual troubles were like orchestrated. They were stoked by Diddy. Like Biggie liked Tupac. They were cool. And then Diddy was jealous of Pac. Diddy was jealous of Pac because Pac was everything he wanted to be. You know, he was charismatic. He was truly like a poet that could make you understand where he was coming from. You did not have any sort of similar life experiences to him at all, but he could express himself in a way that brought you in. No matter where you came from, there was real connection there. He could build and he could bring together real community, right? And so for that, he was loved. He was instantly accepted. He was praised. And if you're someone like Diddy, you see that and you're immediately jealous of it. It's everything you want to be. He's good looking, he's young, he's successful in a way that comes from his effortless talent and his hard work. He's everything that Diddy wanted to be, and that Diddy knows he isn't or wasn't. You know, Tupac was a rapper. Do you know what I mean? Like, Diddy, I know Diddy want to rap. Ooh, Diddy want to rap so bad. One of the most dastardly things this documentary has done in some of the editing is just showing Diddy dance for no reason. You can tell Diddy not talented from the way he dancing. I know it's a harsh statement to make, but Diddy dances. Diddy dances like Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder. Like Diddy. And Tom Cruise was on rhythm. You know what I mean? Like Diddy was over here in the documentary. Like he was trying to land a plane. I was sitting there like, what am I watching? I'm just saying, you go back to that time, right? Go back to the time in the 90s when your phone was just a phone. Like the cell phone was only a phone. You could make a call and play Snake. Maybe Centipede if you were fancy, but like that's all it was. It had that stick that came out of it, the antenna that shot out of it that for some reason wasn't out all the time. Why would you not pull it out all the time? If you want to have a good call, why do you need to pull it out? Shouldn't it just come out every single time? And then you would drop it. You drop your phone and it was not a big deal. Look at people that drop their phone now. This is how you can tell we're all addicted to our phone. Watching someone drop their phone is like watching somebody drop crack down a drain. They're like, oh! They had never before seen footage of the moments leading up to both Biggie and Pac's death. Never before seen, and not never before seen as in these are the tapes we've been looking for the whole time. We didn't even know these angles existed. That's crazy. And that's very hard to do. Like you see tragedies happen now, and because of social and because of search, people can pull for all the different angles, all the different sides to anything that has happened since everyone started carrying a cell phone, right? But this thing is crazy. You see them walking. You see Tupac walking all the way up until a fight that he got in. And then later, you see through footage, things that people have not seen before, leading up to his death. Same thing with Biggie. There was this moment in the documentary where there's somebody sitting in their own car, right, with a camcorder, which is weird. I know we're going in the Wayback Machine, but even in the 90s, nobody sat in their car with a camcorder. That's a new thing. Recording yourself in your car is a new thing. It's a relatively new thing to humanity. We weren't doing this before maybe TikTok. Like, we weren't doing it that much, and now people record themselves in their car so much. Why did we start crying in the car? Look, I know it's already like a social phenomenon and everything, but we will need to stop. Like, that's People recording themselves crying in the car. Because the first video I saw somebody crying in the car, I don't remember what they were crying about, but they were talking about something. And it was something big. It was something happening in the world. But they were like, And I saw them in the car. And they were talking, they were like, it's so unfair, this is life, you know, it just comes at you, this is horrible, what are you supposed to do? And I remember sitting there like, okay, all right, they're making some valid points, I understand why they're upset, but who recording them right now? This is terrible. Why would somebody record them and then put it online? And then, because I was scrolling when I saw it. So then when I clicked on the profile, I saw it was their profile. I was like, oh, somebody done hacked them and posted a video of them crying. That's terrible. This is a true demon that got a hold of their footage and then posted to their page of them crying. That's so embarrassing. Oh, I hope they find justice, right? I was so interested, genuinely. I was so perplexed at what was happening because then the other people commenting weren't addressing the fact that this person crying is their profile. Like, no, I seem to be the only one confused about what was happening. Everybody else in the comments was like, keep your head up, you know, like all this. And so, look, I was curious about how this was going to develop because I've been, you know, witness to many of my friends that have been like hacked, especially when Facebook was like young, and then somebody would get on your Facebook, they type out a bunch of things on your timeline, just like dumb stuff, and then, you know, you would get them locked out, you get back on and everything. So I've seen this before, but I don't know. I was so invested in how this person was gonna come back from this that I did follow them, right? I hit follow just to be, because I'm expecting any day now they're gonna be like, hey, somebody, you know, broke into my account and posted me at my weakest moment. Thank y'all for the support, and so I followed. And then a couple days later, I saw another video. I saw the handle, and I saw a profile picture, so I saw that it was them again. And I'm sitting here scrolling up, and they're in their car again. And then I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is where they're gonna say like, hey, somebody broke into my account. Thank y'all for the well wishes and everything, but I'm good. I don't want y'all to see me in that light. That was a very weak point for me. And so when I scrolled up, I'm fully expecting them to say the thing I just said, but then they started talking. They were like, yeah, I just wanted to reach out to everybody. Thank you all so much. You know, the comments you left and the messages I got really touched me and everything. And just, and I was like, no, wait. There's no way though. No. And then I put it together. I was like, wait, they were recording themselves crying in their car. That's the most private time to cry. We need to go back, just for the sake, once again, of our mental health as a nation. We got to go back to just having a crash out parked in the car and let that be history. Like that. You are not your best when you cry in your car. I would throw it out there that maybe you don't want people hearing what you have to say when you're to the point where you break it down, parked in your car somewhere. Stop broadcasting it. This is bad. This is very bad. Because it's not, I've never seen a cry in my car video and been like, oh, yeah, that'll change things. I'm just saying, like, if you in the car, right? If you in the car, and you are upset, it's understandable. This life is hard, and sometimes people feel like they gotta walk it all by themselves. They don't know the support they have, they don't know the people that they have in their life, and in those moments, there's an opportunity. You could use that time to reach out to someone and tell them that you need help. You could reach out to someone, and even if, I'll even pitch this, if you're very bad at asking for help, right? Try to help someone else. Because the same bond that leads you to help someone else will then have them looking out for you whenever things are down for you, right? You have this thing in your phone. You have this thing. It's incredibly powerful, right? It tells everybody where you are. Government, friends, everybody. Everybody know where you are. Everybody knows where you are. Everybody knows. People you don't know where you are. People you've never met know where you are. Right now, they know you're here. Like, people know where you are because it's the thing in your phone, but you also know where other people are. You can reach out to people. You need help. This could be a way that you get the help that you need. It could be. Or you could buy one of those little dashboard stands. You know, and it's got that little knuckle on it that you put the thing on from the back of your phone and you... Or you could do that. You could do that. That's an option. It's possible you could give that a shot as well. Because I do think, here's the thing, I'll throw out there. I do think that crying in the phone, like crying in the car on the phone, I think that genuinely came from a fundamental epidemic of loneliness. Do you know what I mean? Like that thing is not something that's born out of having a wealth of people to talk to. You know, it comes from being in a place where, sure, everyone will like shirk it off. They're just looking for attention, whatever. But I think it goes deeper than that. And I think it's people like literally, genuinely crying out for someone to hear what they have to say, for someone to have their back, for someone to get them, right? And so they reach out to the whole of the internet, and then what they get back in return, sometimes it's a bunch of hate, sometimes it's a bunch of love, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just people, keep your head up, whatever. But I don't think it's a substitute for like genuine human connection, like having that person to sit in your car with you, to look at and go, like that, like, that's much better. That's just between the two of you. And instead of becoming your worst moment online, it becomes like an intimate moment you have with a friend who has your back, who you can cry to, right? I said all that to say somebody in the 90s was sitting in their car with a camcorder, like a camcorder, do you remember what this was? It was this metal with lenses in it and buttons, way too many buttons. They had more buttons than what the camcorder could do. The camcorder is over here promising all that good stuff, and then you hit the button and it look exactly the same. Nothing has changed at all. Sitting there with the camcorder. Because the camcorder had that strap. It had that strap right on the back, so that way, you know, you could do some real journalism, some true video journalism. You know what I mean? Some people had the camera and they had to hold the big thing and they got to put their eye into the little pocket. Not with the camcorder. Camcorder even had the little screen popped out. And so you just had it ready. Bow! I see everything. Where were these cameras even from? It's crazy. Where is the camera from? Because there's a thing that had never been aired before, where someone is in their car and they're like, is that Biggie? And then you hear pop, 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 pop. Oh my God, they just got shot. Somebody called somebody. And then you hear like someone who's like in the car calling 911, but you see from their perspective First of all, who are they? Where have they been this entire time? That's crazy. Where did they? Maybe there's a chance that in all of this investigative, in the long time, apparently like a decade, that 50 Cent's been working on this documentary, that somebody somewhere was able to pay somebody for something that they had never given anybody before. And there's also different reasons why you might hold on to something. Imagine you're there when something like this happens. You may not want to broadcast it to the world that you were right there and that you saw something on tape, because they didn't see a person, they just saw that these shots were happening, right? And so maybe you don't want to broadcast it because now you don't want to go to the police in a thing where they seem to have no leads and be like, oh, I have some extra information for you. Maybe, I don't know. It's plausible, but it seems just so wild that these two moments would meet up, that somebody would just be recording in their car with what had to be like a camcorder. Who just walked around with a camcorder in the 90s like that wasn't shooting their own document, like just in the car with the camcorder all the time in case something happens? Fast forward to present and it ends up in this Netflix documentary about Diddy. Maybe that's what happened. But what seems just as likely is that 50 Cent time traveled back in time. With the camcorder, right? Because you don't want the resolution to be too clear. People start asking questions. Time travel back in time, sat in the car and point the camcorder in the direction. Oh, is that Biggie? Pop, 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 pop. Oh no, someone shot Biggie. I'm gonna go back to the future. And there's so many, it's a documentary so full of detail, you almost have to rewatch it, because then there are things that go over your head the first time where you don't even realize how evil the thing that Diddy was, because so much information is flying at you. It's like information, here's a tidbit, here's an interview, firsthand account, somebody was there, baby oil. Here's another tidbit, here's a first-hand account, here's what someone had to say, here's something that we didn't even know Diddy did, baby oil. There's so many instances of them cutting to baby oil that sometimes some of the evil gets a little lost. The idea that this man might have had so much to do with Biggie's death and then went on a campaign like he was Biggie's best friend in the entire world. It's not just insane that people let him get away with it. What's even worse is that he, through this memorable event, right, all throughout Bed-Stuy, Biggie's funeral, right, and then no one knew, I didn't know until I saw the documentary, that he made Biggie's estate pay for that funeral. Yeah, like that's... And if you get too distracted by the baby oil, you might miss that detail. And it's a scary thing that what gets revealed in this documentary isn't just how bad Diddy was, it's also how bad so many of us want money, fame, something he could dangle over people that really let a lot of this abuse keep going, that really kept a lot of his secrets, that really kept people doing whatever it would take to be in the loop. People can only have a real power over you when they have something that you want. Once you decide that you don't want it that bad or that you're going to get it for yourself, they have nothing over you. And there were people who tried to do that. And so then Diddy would come at them with violence. At least if I can make you fearful. If I can't make you want anything, if I can make you fearful, I can keep you in line. You know, there's just so many people that have ended up dead. That's kind of like through the documentary sort of laid at Diddy's feet. Like either he's out here having people killed and doing all this stuff, or he's one of the unluckiest people to be around. Like that's... Either way, I would never want a track record like that. I would never want people to be like, oh yeah, I met Josh Johnson a week ago and now I'm real sick. One of the things that's so harrowing about the documentary to me is that you see how long Diddy got away with things that people are saying plainly that he just did. They're saying, no, this thing just happened, and then everyone was acting like it was normal, and everybody was acting like it was normal because apparently it was normal. It was normal for him to do all these things, whether he was beating up somebody, he was abusing somebody, he was stealing from somebody. All these things were like incredibly normal, and it's genuinely terrifying that something like that was able to become normal for a person. But it was able to become normal because there are in instances, it's a hard judgment to pass, but there are certain instances where you see a shade of someone who is big and bad and powerful and using all that power for evil, and you see a shade of that in even some of the people around them that they might be mistreating. There were plenty of people that were like cool with all this mistreatment until it came around to them. Or they were cool with everything that Diddy was doing. As bad as it was, they could look the other way, they just wouldn't acknowledge it, but then they got fired. You know? And there is no Diddy without a bunch of little Diddys running around wanting to be like him, wanting to emulate that sort of thing, wanting to have power just so that they had choice what to do with it. Because one of the things that people with power like to do is they love to rob you of your choices. You know? There's always a choice to a degree. It may not be a choice that you like, but they love to rob the sort of feeling of freedom you have over your choices. You can make very hard choices. Someone could walk up to you and say, give me all your money or I'm gonna kill you. And you could say, kill me. You could. It is a choice. Some people would say that's no choice. It is a choice. They said, give me all your money, or implies a different outcome. Right? Do this or this. That's your choice. It's not a good choice. Don't get me wrong. It's not something that I envy. It's not even something that I'm saying it's easy to walk away from. It's easy. It's scary. It's scary when someone with power wants something from you or they want to take something from you and you don't know how you're going to survive, right? But they don't get away with this thing. It takes time to become the person that Diddy was. It takes decades. It took him decades. It took everyone looking the other way for little things, then big things for so long that finally he does seem like this unstoppable, unbeatable force. He does beat people down in court. He does beat people down in person, right? But these people can't get to where they are without us. They can't get to where they are without us looking the other way, without us slightly condoning, not quite condemning. They can't get that way without us. These people just don't come out of the woodwork. He started as this kid who didn't even drink, who didn't do drugs, but he had an idea in his head of what a man was and what a powerful man was, and he wanted to be those things at any cost. And so he took it upon himself to start himself down that road. Fast forward 20, 25 years later, this is the type of person who thinks he can beat people in front of cameras. You know? And what does it take to take down a person like that? Because they seem so powerful. They have so much money. Diddy valued at billions, right? What can you do to a billionaire? How do you take a person like that down? One piece at a time. All of us. It takes all of us not looking away. It takes all of us doing something. You know, because people have said in the documentary, people have said in interviews that when Diddy is like in his element, he's untouchable. You would think he was a god. But when you're alone in the room with him, you see, not only is this just a man, this is like still that like kind of scared kid, kind of insecure kid, right? That in no way condones anything that he's ever done. That in no way is like an excuse. I'm just saying that's like the truth. The armor is a facade, you know? One of the craziest things that has happened since the documentary came out is that Ja Rule came out against 50 Cent and called him a snitch for making the documentary, which is not a popular side to take. That is weird. It's a weird thing to say when no one was talking to you at all. That's not a smart career or business move. You saw someone who still hates you produce a documentary for Netflix about someone else they hated that is 4 episodes long. You saw that and you thought to yourself, I'll get involved. Are you out of your mind? I was blown away. Called him a snitch and everything. Ja Rule, by the way, I looked up Ja Rule just to see what was up. Just, I wonder what Ja Rule had been up to, because it wasn't rapping, right? And most recently, the last time Ja Rule made headlines was because he got punched at a Brandy and Monica concert on their The Boy Is Mine tour. Where you get punched says a lot about where you are in life. Do you know what I mean? If you're a rapper and you get into a fight at a rap concert, that seems par for the course. If you are a rapper and you get punched backstage at an R&B concert, you must have had it coming. These people are singing melodies. I'm not a fighter, but one of the worst things to do is to get beat up to soft music. Imagine now. Imagine I went to a gospel concert and got slapped. It'd be like, well, he must have had it coming because they're here to worship. This is crazy. You got punched. And then he posted a video of himself, smiling at the camera, showing he didn't have like a mark on him or anything, which would be badass, except you got punched in the back of the head. Like, your face should be fine. If you have damage on your face or being punched in the back of your head, I'm very sorry to report you are dead, sir. That's what happens when you die. If you get hit in the back of the head and it affects the front. Imagine you get punched to Brandy's music. I've talked about it before. I've had fights. I'm not acting like I've won all of them or anything. But imagine if I got whooped to Taylor Swift. You wouldn't be able to respect me. Even when I hear that "You belong with me, son," I flinch. Like, that would change your whole life, getting beat up to Taylor Swift. Or like Maggie Rogers, like you get beat up to some indie music. Would destroy your reputation. I don't even know why would Ja say anything? The last notable thing you did was Fire Festival. Like you didn't go to jail, but Billy did. But you were his partner. You were in all the pictures with him. That's crazy. The only thing scarier than the documentary is that Diddy's gonna get out. I'm terrified. I've been talking reckless. I really thought he was gonna go down. I was positive. I was positive. I was so sure justice was gonna prevail. You know what I mean? This is crazy. This is so insane. The American justice system had one job, right? One job. Finally, a black dude did everything. And somehow this is the one that slips through the cracks. That's crazy. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how many people I know have been arrested or gone to jail for something slight? They barely had it. But then a jury was like, maybe they did it. Let's send them away. Diddy and OJ are the two people that I've seen where I'm like, guys, what? What? This is crazy. You watch this. It's insane. You watch this documentary and you're like, wow, this dude is a true demon. Like in every sense of the word. Like he's so evil. It's horrible. It's horrible, the things that he did to people. There's never any excuse for it. No matter what your childhood was, no matter how much you're lacking in love, no matter what trauma you've been through. There are people who have always had it worse than other people that don't go about doing like evil business. And because I believe in like forces in a way. I do believe that there are some people that are so pulled to like the worst of their nature that they'll do whatever it takes to feed an ego, to keep a side of themselves quiet that makes them question the things that they're doing, you know? But I also truly believe in balance. I believe in balance, and I don't think that like any man is like truly a saint. All of us have our issues, all of us have our problems, and we have our things that keep us human. We have our mistakes, we have everything that drags a person down, right? So I would never try to put a person on a pedestal or make them some sort of living saint, because I don't know what their inner thoughts are. I don't actually know their heart. I don't know if the good that they do is to be seen doing good, or if it's to actually put more good in the world. I can't tell you, I have no idea. But because I grew up in a religious home with a grandma that really believed in Jesus. You know, I've seen that picture of Saint Michael stepping on Satan's neck. And I don't know, it just kind of feels like that's what 50 Cent is doing to Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, got the sword and everything.
You seen your headline on The Daily Show. You see them all over YouTube. I want you to put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Give it up for Josh Johnson.
I've been in Honolulu for a week, and I have been dressed like this the whole time. In case you were wondering, yeah, this is what I wear all the time. There were people who, recognized me on the street, said, hey, and then there were people who didn't recognize me at all and said, hey, are you all right? Like, something going on? Aren't you hot? And, yeah. But it's been beautiful. It's been amazing to just walk around, see everything, meet people. Y'all are very chill. Like, I know it's a stereotype, but it's also happening, and it is just coming from someone who lives in New York. It is genuinely jarring. It's like, this is wild. Y'all even know this is. Everybody's so chill, which I understand. It's a beautiful place. This is an incredible place. It truly is. You're still on planet Earth, though. So, like, do you know what I mean? Like, a little disrespectful to not be freaking out a touch more. Yeah, I mean, it's charming, but only to a point. It's genuine. Y'all live, even here is so beautiful, but also this is dangerous too. Y'all Y'all don't seem bothered at all. This is active volcanoes. There are active volcanoes, actors. The ones that do it. The ones that volcane are here. And y'all are like, do you want to go see it? Because it might do it. Wouldn't that be crazy if it did it while we were there and then we saw it do it? Yeah, it would be crazy. It would be insane. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good watching from the comfort of my TV. It's like, no, you gotta go to witness. It's like, you don't have to be a witness to everything. Sometimes you could just hear a story and it's fine. Active volcanoes. No one's bothered. No one, wow. I've been places where nothing was gonna happen and they were freaking out more. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have friends in San Francisco. And those friends in San Francisco, like, you know, any day now, we could slip into the ocean. We could just break off. We just snap like a Twix. We could just... All right, I mean, if you really thought that, why are you paying a mortgage? That's a little wild, right? That you think you're gonna slip into the ocean, but also, you gotta do something. No, it blows my mind. Oh, it's been so cool to be here. I had no idea what it would be like to see this many roosters roam free. Look, you're gonna have to be patient with me, all right? Because I didn't know. There's a lot I didn't know. This trip has been teaching me a lot I didn't know. I didn't know most things. So I get here and I see a rooster, but I'm like, oh, he probably got loose. Like, I hope somebody find their rooster. I'm like, oh, because I hate to see, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to see like a lost pet or animal companion just out in the wild like that. And it was walking on pavement like it owned it. And then I heard like a rooster, and it wasn't. I really thought, this is how you know I grew up on cartoons. I really thought they only made noise like in the morning. I was positive that was like the nature's alarm clock. I didn't know they were like dogs and they could just go whenever they wanted. So now I'm waking up and like, I'm not saying I hear a rooster every time I wake up. I'm just saying like I wake up and because of the jet lag, I live in New York. So because of the jet lag, I'm waking up earlier, just naturally than I would otherwise. And so I'm waking up and then you might hear a rooster at the time that I wake up because it's very early. Like the sun is not out yet, right? And then the sun is out. And then I'm walking around and I hear a rooster again and I'm like, that can't be right. I'm positive that's not right because I know it's been all day today. And far be it from me, like whenever an animal is very good at something, I try to just trust that. Like I understand the groundhog thing, we kind of made that up, that's not exactly right, but I still check to see what the groundhog said, right? Because people used to go off of it. Now with the roosters seem completely unreliable. I understand this is the rooster's whole thing, but I will go ahead and start looking for myself. And the way that y'all just don't even acknowledge them, I felt like I was on drugs. I was looking around at the roosters and I was like, all right, so nobody gonna come get. You try to call animal control the roosters and they hang up. This is very upsetting. Why would you? I didn't know roosters were like rabbits. Like maybe if you just let 2 roosters hang out for too long, you get 8 roosters and then 16 and then 64. And then no matter where you go, there's a rooster doing, I guess, nothing. I don't know what they do. 5 o'clock, I heard a rooster, and I was like, oh, poor baby. He gotta be blind. That's what I said. No, don't do that. That's him guessing. He guessing right now. And then I realized I was completely off base. They don't just stop making noise because of the time of day. Wow. You learn something every day you should already know. That's deeply embarrassing. It's been beautiful. It's so beautiful, and everybody is so like laid back. Not every single person, but like as a general state is laid back. The people who I see freaking out, the people who I really see freaking out are not from here. You know what I mean? Like the people. There are a lot of people. Like you could tell. You could tell who's like from here and not from here also by how there's a look. There's a look in the eyes of a person who like when somebody just got here, they seem like they could be from here because they're so excited to be here. When somebody just got here, they're like, oh wow. And once again, just outside looking in, y'all do that too. Like y'all do have just the locals I've met have been like, man, what a day. And then the last day hits. It's time to go home, and you can tell it's a different look on their face. Their eyes different because they finally got the bill from whatever. Same mannerisms too, just like. Oh, but it's been beautiful to just walk around and see so many people that know how to swim. That is. Swimming. Okay, swimming for me has been trial and error. It's been a trial of errors. And it's like whenever people are like, people don't want to believe that I don't fully believe that I can swim. I'll talk to people and they'll be like, yeah, but you could like swim to save your life though, right? And I'm like, I don't want to find out. I feel like that's one of the main reasons I stay on land is because I'm not sure. What a test to fail. And then now you know, now I know I can't swim. That's a crazy thing, but you could swim to save your life, right? Isn't that swimming? Isn't that the whole swimming? Whether you're swimming for fun or you're swimming to save your life, aren't you still the same amount of upright over the water? That's a crazy thing to ask somebody. Imagine somebody's on crutches. Someone's on crutches and you're like, yeah, but you can like run to save your life, right? It's like, maybe. Why would I want to find that out though? Why would I put myself in a running situation? Why would I, on crutches, walk up and slap a bigger man than me? Just to see if maybe, who knows? It might be like having 3 legs, having these crutches, and being on 1 foot. And then you see people surfing. I love watching people surf at home. When I'm at home, I'll watch any surf documentary. I love surfers. I think it's so cool. I love watching them do tricks. I love watching it. You could just be regular swim. One of the things I've had in the background before is just like a beachy waves, like looping video for hours, and it was people just like, whether they were swimming or surfing, they were all just around each other in the water. I personally, this is just a me thing, this is not a reflection on anybody else, I cannot watch it, I can't, if I'm at the beach and I'm watching people surf, I'm like, how are they not running over every head they come across? Like when you're watching on TV and the camera is just on them, you're like, look at how coordinated they are. They're so cool. Look at them move. Man, I wish my hips moved like that. But then when you're watching and you're like, well, there's somebody's head. Oh, they missed. Okay. I watched my friends. One time I went to a beach with my friends. My friends went swimming and they came back and they were like, you sure you don't want to get in? And I was like, you keep asking me if I could swim to save my life, but then also ask me if I want to get in. I think I'm good. I'm good on the beach right here where it's level, where if I drown, it's my fault. But you're over there having a great time swimming. Yay, backstroke, everything. You didn't even see. There was a dude surfing around. You almost died 3 times. I saw it. He almost ran you right over. I don't even know how that would work. It doesn't even, like, here's the thing. I don't know how surfing works. You're about to find that out. But, it doesn't even seem that bad if you got, ran over by a surfboard in the water that was past you until you get to those 3 teeth in the back. That seems like it would hurt. Because I'm not saying the board's gonna hit them in the head. I'm just saying they're, coming up at the same time as somebody's passing, and everyone is so fluid with it. That's stressful. I know it's a gorgeous dance, but I'm watching this dude, just one twist of his ankle, he could have taken out 2 people right there. So you see the big waves that people surf on, right? Those huge waves that people surf on, and then they're coming down from the wave. I don't know why. Maybe I was never paying attention in the movies or in the competitions I'd watch on TV, but there's people in there. That's crazy. Why isn't that a sport? That seems like it should be a sport to get in the middle of the wave and not drown. You'll see these big waves, and then there's people surfing the wave, and then there's just a guy in the middle like, did he even mean to get in? That's too much going with the flow. I'm already worried about flat water. If I got caught in a wave, I can't even fathom. If I got caught in a wave and started shooting up, I already can't swim. I can't also drown up. Imagine, 10-foot wave, you inside. Which way do you swim when you're up? If you're in the wave, if you're here, where are you supposed to go? You're not even caught in an undertow getting sucked down. You are about to shoot up in the air. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Oh, I'd be so embarrassed if I drown up. I don't even know if they let you into heaven, because you would be explaining listen, I was in the water, all right? But then there was really sick wave. There was a guy on it, crushing it. But I was in the middle, and I was real high up in the air. And I could actually see that I was above land. But there was too much water in front of my face for me to take a breath. Maybe, if I had been snorkeling, I would have had that stick, and I could have leaned out and sucked some air. But alas, I was regular swimming. You can tell I'm not from here because I'll go to the beach and I'm not having a beachy time like everybody else. I go to the beach, I don't get in the water. That already probably looks suspicious. That looks like I'm just there to watch, which is, people watching at the beach is like sweet unless you're doing nothing. Like if you also went to swim and now you're like, look at everybody having a good time, you know what I mean? Or if you were like building a sandcastle and then you're like, look at everybody, oh, it's so beautiful and everything. Or if you were surfing and then you take a break, look at everybody. But when you're me and you just went to go, and you just standing on the beach dressed like this, I'm sure I look like a ghost from something. I'm sure I probably look like the ghost to somebody out there surfing of like a hit and run they did or something. Just because I don't know anybody out there, so it's not like I'm waving, I'm just... No. I go to the beach exactly dressed like this and it makes everybody uncomfortable. I'm sure they think I'm the police. Like, I'm positive. This one time I went to the beach and I was just walking. I was truly minding my own business. I even stepped out of my comfort zone. I even took the shoes and socks off. I know you thought that I was doing that already, and I was not. No, when I say dress like this, I mean fully. I mean like head to toe like this. And so I had taken my shoes and my socks off. I was walking, feeling the sand under my feet. I was like, man, I get what people are, wow. This is nice. This is as nice as they say. This is beautiful. It's all happening, right? And then as I take a step, all right, this wasn't my fault. This was not. You gonna judge me? And that's fine. I've accepted I'm gonna be judged, but this is not my fault. Okay, I'm walking, right? And then I feel something, okay? I feel something, and it's not like glass. I didn't cut my foot. That would have been better. I was walking, and I feel something. I take a step, and I feel something, and I realize I can't take another step. I feel it around my ankle, and I can't take another step. And somebody had buried themselves in the sand and then grabbed my ankle, right? And grabbed my ankle, right? And so grabbed it good too. Like this is crazy. This is the most Mad Max thing I've ever seen in my life. Already buried in the sand, but then grabbed my ankle, and I turn around and I see a hand and nothing else. And so I'm like, ha, ha, ha! I scream, right? I scream, okay? And so I'm walking, grab my ankle, I stop, I look, I scream. All of this very reasonable so far, right? All of this is on the other person. Okay, so then I try to pull away. I can't because no quad strength, I don't know, but like I can't pull away like I want to. And so then as I try to pull away, I try to pull away twice, and this is still out of panic. I still don't even know what's happening really. I just know that there's a hand around my ankle and there's nothing else, right? And then I finally turn around and see the hand and keep screaming. So I have screamed for too long now, right? Like I should have processed what was happening. So then, out of fear, I start stomping the hand off my other foot, right? So it's right here, and I'm right. So I stomp a while. Now, to be fair to me, they did hold on, all right? So then I'm stomping. Then they sit up, right? They did sit up, which should have clued me into exactly what was happening, but in the moment only did terrify me more. So then I went from stomping the head, and I did kick them in the head, okay? I did kick him in the head, and then I ran, right? And I ran, and while I was running, it was when I was processing, like, oh, okay, probably not a zombie. A zombie's hand wouldn't have had more body attached to it. A zombie probably wouldn't have sat up and been a whole person that I kicked. Also wild to do to a stranger. If it had been my friend, they still would have got their hands stopped, right? That was anybody. But then when they sat up and I was like, more? No. So I like the beach. I like it for all of you. I like the beach for everyone who likes going to the beach. And I'll go to the beach and I'll watch you have fun, but that's where it ends for me. Never taking my shoes off again at the beach. Yeah, people are like, but you'll get sand in your shoes. Yeah. Or I could take them off and get hands on my feet. What would you rather? If someone truly came to you and they were like, listen, you could have one random claw on your ankle and foot, or you could have some sand in your shoe. I think you take the sand every time. No. Oof. I got friends that love to swim, and I'm happy for them. I'm very happy for it. It looks fun when they do it. Sometimes they'll go snorkeling. That's when you almost drown, kind of. I don't even fully understand snorkeling because, you got the tube. But you're not sucking any air. It's not scuba diving. You got the tube, but then what's the tube for? Because you're just gonna exhale. You could have just done that through your mouth. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm positive I'm wrong, but I'm saying when I saw it, when they went under, I was like, you don't need that around your mouth. I hope you don't suck in, because that's gonna be water. That's wild that maybe you don't want any bubbles in your face? Is that why you brought the thing down to up the side? Are you trying to convince the fish you're a fish? Is that the plan? No, if they see me breathing out of my mouth all human-like, they'll swim away. I want them to like me. I got friends that'll go scuba dive. Scuba diving looks very fun. That's when you try to drown. That's when you're like, I bet I can get lower. I bet I can get so low that even the water pressure is kind of affecting me. I didn't even know this. People who go that deep scuba dive, people who do the real deep stuff that look like it's from Mission Impossible. You know that stuff that's like an action movie where they're like, you're gonna have to go deeper than anyone's gone before to see this particular fish. And they go down that deep and then they come up, then they gotta get in a tank so that they don't explode. I don't know how some people create a definition of fun. I've never been almost about to explode ever. And I've had a pretty great life. The idea you would go down so deep that now you had a tank. Tank was on you. Then you went down. Now you come back up and they're like, you need to get in a tank immediately. Which I believe these people are experts, but in my head I'm like, but if they came up, aren't they good? You would think, I don't know, it's like you're already up here. So just don't take a deep breath, I guess. Just do some little ones. But then they gotta get in a tank so that they level out, so that they can walk around again in not the ocean. Scuba diving just seems wild to me, because then you got the tank, and then they tell you how much air is in the tank, and you just gotta believe them. Nobody's ever been wrong. A tank's never been, because they'll be like, no, it's also on the tank, and I'm like, yeah, but you ever in a car And it says it's not on E. But then it does stop. And you're like, oh, this needle isn't as precise as I thought it was. Which is upsetting for a needle. You would think as soon as it hits, because some people, I've been in some people's cars, especially those old cars too, where like the needle hitting the E, I would even say it. I'd be like driving with my dad, right? My dad would be picking me up from school or something, and I'd be like, oh, it's on E, just so you know. And he's like, no, we good. And I would say, Father, I know I'm 7, but from what I've heard, I know I'm not a driver. I'm not a driver. From what I've heard, E means empty. It looks like we're very close to empty and we're not already at home. No, we're good. It's gotta go past the needle to really be out. Just because it's touching the E doesn't mean we're at E. It gotta go past the E, and then that's E. And I'm like, oh, then why didn't they put the E there? Seems odd that they put the E nowhere near where the E is. It's like, it's just the way cars made, son. I was like, Dad, look. I know I'm little, but I can handle it. You can tell me right now if we're poor, all right? That logic doesn't make sense at all. No, it's on E, but it's like not on E. I'm like, what are you saving up for? Because, you see people, I'm sure, y'all see people all over, Midwest, Northeast, the South, the western parts of the country, all these people. All these people freaking out, freaking out, and not without reason. You saw leading up to the election, eggs are $12. We had no idea. For everything that we complain about, things are like twice as expensive for y'all. How are y'all not complaining every day? I can't believe that doesn't make you angry to see someone from Indianapolis be like, the apple juice was $6 before and it's $8 today. That doesn't seem fair or right. Meanwhile, here it's $22. And not only is it $22, there's one jug. Like even when you got the money, you gotta make sure you get there first. And still, how? And still, y'all are like, with enough time, with enough patience, with enough elbow grease, you'll make your own apple juice. You just gotta... Sometimes when I'm upset, sometimes when life is getting me down, something really grinds my gears, I just try to take it out and try to exercise it in a productive way, you know what I mean? So whenever I'm really angry, I'll get something and I'll just like grind something down, right? And just grind it down over and over again. And then I started to do that with the apples, and then I made apple juice, and now I'm fine. What? No, it's wild. It's wild. Yeah, this is wow. I know I'm still on planet Earth, but whoa. You know what I mean? It does feel like, and I'm really not saying this in a way that is just trying to like butter you up or anything, but this does feel like a different dimension, because the 7-Eleven is like nice. You need to understand. Like, even though you're clapping and you're cheering, I don't even think you understand what you're clapping and cheering for. The 7-Eleven being nice The 7-Eleven being nice is like, it's like if you turned the AR-15 into bubbles. It's like, what? First of all, how? And second, this is not what this is supposed to do. This is just 7-Eleven. I can tell you right now, in every other part of America, the back of 7-Eleven specifically is for drug use. And look, maybe that's happening here and everybody just has a real good attitude about it. I have no idea. But the 7-Eleven in New York, okay, so look, the 7-Eleven in New York, there was one, this is just an example of how bad it can get, right? There are some places where people who are in any way sort of down on their luck, truly unfortunate, truly having like a rough go of everything, will try to find some way. They need some money. They need something, right? And so they will hang out outside of 7-Eleven. And one of the things that some people do, especially in New York, is they will hold the door open for you when you go in. They'll open the door for you when you walk out, right? All in the hope that maybe if you have spare change or if you could get them something, that you will give them something for that thing. Let me try to do you this small service in return for something, right? Because they don't have anything, you know? And that's something that's like common practice in New York at plenty of places. And the 7-Eleven that I went into in New York, I saw a guy, he was standing in front of the door. He had his hand on the door handle. And I like nodded at him. I was like, hey, how's it going? And then I went to walk into the 7-Eleven and I hit the door. I hit the door because this man wasn't opening it for people. He was charging people to get in. Which is frankly a better business model. That is pretty good. No. You go into a 7-Eleven. You go into a 7-Eleven in New York City. Let's say they just mopped. Let's say the best of circumstances, they just mopped, right? There's a wet floor sign, but what's that gonna do? What's that really gonna do? They just put those out so they don't get sued. What is that really meant to do? It's a wet floor sign over there. I walked in, it's wet right here. And if you fall, if you slip in a 7-Eleven, if you slip in a 7-Eleven in New York City, you have to burn whatever part of you fell. Because I know they mopped, but they didn't mop to clean it. They mopped to move around whatever was the reason for mopping in the first place. So if you walk in and you see that wet floor sign all the way over there, and you don't know that means the entire floor, everything in here is wet now, and you walk, whoa, and then you slip, and then you fall on your back, you will want to die. Walk into a 7-Eleven here. People smile. I know this is common for you. I know that you don't understand what the difference is. I want you to imagine, goodness forbid, but let's imagine that you went to jail. And when you got there, everybody smiled. Based on your understanding of jail, that wouldn't make you more comfortable. Based on what you think about jail, if you walked in and everybody smiled at you specifically, you would think, uh-oh. And so forgive me if being conditioned by New York City 7-Elevens, walk into a 7-Eleven here and seeing people smile, I don't return it right away. I'm shocked, I'm suspicious. If you walk into a 7-Eleven in New York and everyone is smiling at you, that 7-Eleven is being robbed right now. These are not sincere smiles. These are the smiles of people who don't want to be shot. This is smiles. You walk into a 7-Eleven in New York and they're smiling at you, you run. You run, because there's not, it's a, No, people smile at you at 7-Eleven and they aren't even saying anything through their teeth. It's a genuine smile, it's a silent. And they say welcome, and say hello. A smile at a 7-Eleven in New York. Call somebody. It's one with a gun. But I think the other two in on it. Hurry. Not just a nice 7-Eleven with nice people. You got different stuff, which is unfair. You got whole flavors. You got whole flavors I can't pronounce. You go into a 7-Eleven here, and you gotta understand. I've only been to the 7-Elevens I've been to, so. Sorry that I'm uncultured. Everything at the 7-Eleven I'm used to is not like this. You get in there and you get the what is this? Hoapia? Hopia. You go to a 7-Eleven and you get a Hopia Slurpee. I saw the letters. And I was like, I didn't even say it right just now. Get the Leehing. These are flavors I'm not used to. I didn't know these flavors had come out. I'm used to going to 7-Eleven and getting some of the most dystopian Mountain Dew type flavors you've ever heard in your life. Just a color to a thing that doesn't exist the way that it says in the flavor. You go to 7-Eleven in New York, you get like a, I don't know, black elephant Slurpee or something like that. Just something that just sound wrong. Whole time you pulling it, the machine doesn't even want to let it out right away. You pull that thing and the machine is like, And then after a while, you hold it open long enough and the thing is spinning. Finally, the machine is like, if you insist. And when it hit the cup, it doesn't sound right. When they hit the cup, you're like, something hard inside, something soft. I know sounds. This is not all liquid. Not even all ice. Something, then y'all can put 3 rocks and 4 paper clips in here. I can tell from the way it's falling, because it falls with no integrity. It falls with no real consistency at all. How? How? McDonald's is good here. How'd you pull that off? Same company. This is the same, it's one company. That's crazy. That's crazy they would bring all the good McDonald's here and they would make us eat slop everywhere else. McDonald's in New York City is where you do heroin. I don't mean the back like a 7-Eleven. I mean in the restaurant portion of the McDonald's. I mean you order your Big Mac and then you sit down at your table to do your heroin. The Big Mac is just a formality. It was crazy. I was in New York. I was going to a McDonald's, not by choice. My girlfriend wanted to go to McDonald's, and so we went into a McDonald's, and all she ordered was an ice cream cone, one ice cream cone, one cone with ice cream on it. You would think that there's no way the devil could get involved. It's one ice cream cone. It's ice cream. It's ice cream with a cone. It's simple. We've seen it a million times. It's not revolutionary. And they handed her ice cream with a cone. And before she could even take a bite, she felt something. And she turned the cone, and there was a Band-Aid. Unless we're having a nightmare, how? How do you just have them in the back ready to go? In case anybody thought they were gonna enjoy McDonald's in New York City? This is crazy. I just wanna let y'all know the planet y'all live on. Cause nothing seems to get to y'all. Not like fundamentally, not like real. I'm stressed out for y'all sometimes. I don't even live here, but I remember 2017. I remember in 2017 when that fake missile thing. I remember. How is this still a place? How is it? If that had happened in New York City, real estate prices would have dropped because we'd all be dead. Everyone would have. That's crazy. Imagine what was even said in those moments. You get that text, you finally turn to your spouse, and you're like, it really hadn't been right between us for a long time. And I want to get that out there because I don't want to die with anything on my heart. And then 15 minutes later, you sitting there, look, everybody said stuff. Everybody said something that they meant but didn't mean if we were gonna live. How? Wow. I can't imagine getting that message at work. You at work. You might not even like it here. You at work, and then you get the false alarm. You get the, hey, no, you're actually good. Hey, somebody pressed the wrong button. That blows that's how I can tell y'all are actually really good people. The fact that thing happened and so many bosses went unpunched. Y'all thought you were gonna die. and nobody punched their boss right in the nose. Nobody. This is it. This is it. Because the other message didn't go out right away. People thought they were gonna die for like 8 minutes or something. And that's if you looked again. That's like if you checked. You know, some people reacted the way I would react. There were some people that like found, you know, manhole cover, jumped in, everything. All right, okay, yeah, you jumped in. There's some sewage, it's stinky, but you would have lived. You would have, you know what I mean? You would have lived. Then there's other people that, wow. I'm not judging. But truly no initiative. Like, truly, I heard stories from people that were like, yeah, it went off and I just finished my TV dinner and... You just kept eating the TV dinner that you weren't enjoying. They were like, yeah, I'd rather die full. And then the fact that like there wasn't like a riot. The fact that there wasn't a riot over the person who pressed the message went out, hey, sorry, we pressed the wrong button. And then as a state, y'all were like, stuff happens. It's not like that big a deal. I don't know why everybody's stressing out. Yeah, buttons are confusing. Sometimes I press the wrong button. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I just have to call a divorce lawyer and he's gonna hold everybody to what they said while That's just not me. That's not me at all. I was in an elevator for too long one time. I told a stranger, I was like, listen, I want you to call this number. This is my mama, all right? In case I don't make it out, I want you to... We were stuck between floors 1 and 2. Who knows though, that drop could have shook me up. No, but I'm amazed. I think, man, I look around and I'm just blown away, you know? There's something very special about being here, which is a reminder that obviously there's more of a commercial presence than there was probably 10 years ago, especially more than there was 30 years ago and everything. But really, when you get here, everything that is so beautiful about being here just requires nothing. It just requires you to be present. There's no, when you look around, there's no amount of money that makes this thing happen. This is just what we've already been given, you know? And especially when you see it in people who appreciate it, it's a reminder that money can buy a comfortable life. It can't buy a good one. You know, I look around. I look around and I try to watch as best as I can and try to be observant. So I know that there's problems and there's people who are struggling and everything, but everything that makes this place special, everything that makes the people special, everything that makes the experiences here unique are things that cannot be bought under any circumstance. You could pay for a nice room somewhere. You could pay for a private cabana. You could do all that stuff, but the actual sunset, the actual sunrise, the people that you meet if you go out and you talk to people, the sort of way of thinking that entire lifestyle, it costs nothing. It only requires that you be here, that you be present for it, you know? Every beautiful thing, every unconventional thing, it's there's nothing you can take away from it. No matter how much money you acquire, there's nothing that can prepare you for the natural beauty, not just of a place, but of a people, and all the things that surprise you when you're really present somewhere, you know? Like the fact that the rooster's just gonna go whenever. It's like, that's insane. That's insane, because I think people come here and they think that it works the way it works in other places. There are places you can go all over the US. There are places you can go all over the world where that place is as good to be in as the amount of money you have. You know, you can travel all around the world and I can show you a terrible time in a city. I can show you a great time in the city based on what you can afford, right? And then you come here and it's already here. That blows my mind, you know? Like, that's why I think so many people come here and so many people come here with a sort of expectation because maybe they've already spent the money. Maybe they've already dropped crazy money to have a true, like, beautiful Hawaiian experience. They're gonna have their minds blown. They're gonna see so many beautiful sights and everything. And then they get here and they see how much of it was just already here. It's just in the people. It's just in the routes you take to get somewhere. It's just in noticing, you know? And then they leave. And that's why when they leave, they're like, oh, I could have done this oh no. What did I do?